Welcome to Everlasting Peace, where we discuss eternal love and eternal grief and all things related to infertility, prenatal diagnosis, pregnancy and baby loss, and connection in the afterlife. And that's going to be the focus of today's video. I had a different idea for this week's video, and really what was coming through for me was to spread the loving message from our light children. Light children are babies that are born and then return back to spirit. I'm the mother of Eva, who lived for 22 precious days on this earth, and it's been 4 years. The lessons and the love and the knowledge that I've gained in learning to connect with her are immense. And that's what I really want to share a lot of on this channel, to help parents understand that you don't need a medium to connect with your child. They are with you always, and they are surrounding you, and they actually want to come through to you and provide you with comfort. So that's really what the message is for today. Is I just hear time and again, is my baby okay? And I want to answer that. Your baby is okay. Your baby is safe. Your baby is at peace. And I know it doesn't feel sometimes like they can be when they're not in your arms. You're protecting mom and dad arms. But they are in a beautiful place filled with love, and they are safe. I know for me, my daughter was born with severe physical and mental complications that provided a lot of suffering for her in this lifetime. In her short life on earth, she used morphine more than I ever have. She went through so much. She was on a ventilator, and she is always reminding me when I miss her most and wish her back onto earth that she is at peace and that her body is no longer broken. And the ways that we meet up in spirit, I mean, we've floated around waterfalls, however that may sound to you, but I'm just here to be authentic and real in my experience, to hopefully help you with your experience. And in the early days of grief, Eva would come to me, and in my, flood of tears, she would just repeat the same phrase over and over again. I love you, Mama. I love you, Mama. I love you, Mama. And I know that your child is repeating the same things to you. They don't want us to be unhappy, although they understand we will be. Losing a child is definitely, the biggest grief, the biggest heartbreak that a human being can experience. It's life out of order. It's not the way that we think life should be. We shouldn't be living without our children. We're supposed to die after them. But the truth is that babies die every day, through miscarriage, through stillbirth, through baby loss. And then, although I focus on mainly those stages, goodness knows, children die at every age. And if you're here, someone who's lost a child, a teenager, an adult child, this message is for you as well, because your children want to come through to you, and they're holding you in a loving embrace and want you to know that they are not, their soul is not dead just because their body is. Another message that's coming through that the children of light want to share is that let go of the guilt, any guilt you may be holding on to. I hear that also time and again. The different choices you could have made, especially for those of you who had disabled children like me, were given these, it's going to make me tear up, so I know that that's a really important message. We are given these really difficult decisions to make for our children. Decisions I have never considered making for my oldest son. The flood of things we had to decide in Eva's short 22 days of life are mind-boggling for those who haven't had to experience it. And, some of those decisions I've struggled with a bit. For an example is we did a major surgery on Eva to help her be able to eat easier. And there's a part of me that knows that she would have lived longer if we wouldn't have done that surgery. But what would her life have been like without that surgery? So every decision that we made was the right decision. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts that their life unfolded as it was supposed to unfold. Even though it's not the way we wanted it to, all happened as it should. And I know if you're sitting here watching this message, I know deep down that you love your child, that goodness knows you wanted the best for your child. And if you could have changed it, of course you would have changed it. But there is no guilt to carry, and they do not want you to hold this guilt, to hold you back, to keep you from feeling and doing and thriving in this lifetime. And I know it's not always easy, but really let that message sink in from your child of light, to release the guilt, to, if your baby died of stillbirth and maybe you've tried to think of all the different things you could have done, reaching out to your doctor earlier, this or that or anything else. You did all you could with the information you had at that time. And there is nothing wrong with the choices you made. This is, I know we don't want to hear it sometimes, but this is how it was supposed to be. They love you immensely. That is what's coming through right now. You don't need a medium to connect with your child. That's something I have learned. I was not in tune with any of this before Eva. Eva is the one who totally opened me up to this idea of connecting with people in the afterlife. Not that I wasn't aware of it, but I never thought that it was something that I could do. And really, it's just about getting on the right vibration and the right understanding. And like I shared in my last video, you can go back and learn about how I connected with Eva just prior to her conception. But I started reading books, and you can do this too. There's so much out there to learn. So especially in my grief, that's what I turn to. Sometimes it's not easy in grief to pick up a book and read and learn new things. But gradually, whether it be book on tape, sometimes it's easier to hear the audio or to watch YouTube videos like this. But just start learning and expanding your understanding and your mindset, and meditation, writing. There's so many different vehicles to be able to receive these messages. I know that they want to connect with you. I mean, there's some reason you're watching this video right now. Your child is pulling you to watch this. I truly believe that to be true. And they want you to have this knowledge. Some of the biggest comfort I ever received was this knowledge in my deepest, darkest grief, that my child is here and present and loving us, and not just me, but my family. She comes to other members of my family, to friends. I know that I can tune into Eva to help support us. She's with me right now. She's cheering me on. She's saying, yes, these are the messages that these people need to hear. And so just remember. It's all about love. They are in a loving place. They love you as much as you love them. They want happiness and joy, yet they still have understanding of where you are and the grief that this human body of yours is experiencing. But they absolutely do want you to release the guilt. Release the guilt any way you can. Just keep reminding yourself you did all you could do with the information you had at the time. You loved your baby, your child, with all of your heart. You tried your best to give them all that you could. The best care, the best that you felt was right for them. Your mama, your dad, you are their everything, and whatever that looked like for you. Maybe that wasn't medical care. Maybe that was allowing them to live their life the best way that they could in this short, brief lifetime they were having. Maybe you didn't want any intervention. That's definitely where I started off at. The idea of comfort care, the idea of do not resuscitate order on our life-limited daughter. These are the things, the decisions that we made for her, and I've really come to the understanding that they were the right decisions. And I would love for you to come to that understanding as well. So that's really my brief video for today. This is not a brief message though. This is huge, and it takes time to process, to really integrate and to flow through you that their life was limited. It is what it was intended to be. They received what they needed out of this lifetime. And for the most part, that was just unconditional love from you. And that is exactly what you gave to your child. I have no doubt about that. You gave them exactly what they needed in this brief life of theirs, whether it be a life that just took place inside of you, or for a short time outside of you, or for many years. I don't know who's watching this, who needs to hear this message, even though I tend to focus on pregnancy and baby loss. I know that this is an important message to anyone who's lost a child in this lifetime. So that is my message today, is love, release the guilt, focus on the love, and I am here for you. Always feel free to comment, to reach out through my email that I have in the section below. You can find me on Instagram. All that information is in the notes to this video. I am here to listen, to help you explore, to help you dive deeper into this understanding of connecting with your baby, your child in the afterlife. It's what they want, and it's what I would love to see happen for you. So that's it for now. Peace to you. Peace to your baby.